Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. This is the world's favorite place to go for fun and informative car talk. It's called the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
It is.
We got some fun car talk coming up. Troy Dixon's going to join us from Houston Performance Driving. Some people call it HPD. To me, HPD means Houston Police Department, but I'm sure that somebody forgot about that somewhere along the line, but we'll get it all caught up.
Yeah.
We also have stories making automotive news headlines today. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Yep. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us today. Troy Dixon, HPD. I do not see any chevrons on your shirt this morning. I'm thinking, well, maybe you never were in the HPD, were you?
Guys, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. We can hear you just fine.
Lovely, lovely. I haven't done a Zoom meeting in a while. I wasn't trying all my settings correct. But no, not the, that's actually an inside joke. When we first started HPD, Houston Performance Driving about 24 years ago, that there was some confusion there. So when we went onto social media and said, hey, because everybody at the time went by HPD, it just sings, right?
You know, is your headset going bad or something?
Yeah,
it's really scratchy.
We got a lot of feedback on that.
There, don't move.
Don't touch anything.
All right. Does that sound better now?
Yes, it does.
Okay, we'll try to keep that then. Yes, so back, like I said, just 24 years ago when we started Houston Performance Driving, we called it HPD for short. And a lot of people, found that jokingly funny because we'd go on social media and say, hey, this event's by HPD. And, people say, like, the police are hosting car events? And no. That was always a good, funny joke. And it still is a good joke to this day.
Yeah. So you got an event coming up. Yes,
we do. We've got our Houston Cars and Cocktails event coming up at Sawyer Park in the Woodlands on the 12th of July.
Do you serve cocktails there?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they don't want me behind the bar. You don't want that. Nobody wants to see that mess.
So how do you get by with the thing about drinking and driving?
Sure. And Don, that's a very good question because a lot of times when I do post on social media, there's that one guy or that one Karen that will say something negative and be like, oh, you guys are mixing alcohol in cars. No, so this is a very adult. So when we did this intentionally, it was intended for adults only. So we follow all the TABC regulations. So we hire police. We are private gated property. I'm not quite sure of every little tidbit law, but we follow the avenues that are within TABC regulations, so that way there's no big deal there. Being in the parking lot with a cocktail, just enjoying the cars that are out there in the display area. But we hire police. We have either
so as long as you don't get ripped up, you're okay.
Oh yeah, and what's great? We've never we've been doing this. So we've been doing Cars and Cocktails for probably 3 years, and I've been hosting events for 20. And we've not once have we ever had an issue with that. It is good, because once we see something like that, if we saw somebody going ham, we would address that. The coordinators would take it upon ourselves to address it. But we don't have that. We don't even really, it's almost where we don't even look at that anymore because we never have anybody do that because it's a family orientated event. Everybody is very responsible. Everybody stays hydrated. And, there's just no alarm when it comes to that.
Well, I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't address that with you because, you obviously have had people come up and say, hey, what's the deal? And I don't know if we've ever talked about it, but I do want to put that out there.
I love cars and I love bourbon. Now, mix those two together on, in some circumstances that could be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, you could lose a finger or two after the car comes crashing down in the driveway.
Yeah, like I said, it's always in the back of our minds. We're always on the lookout for it. I have a PhD in human behavior practically. I'm just a very social guy. So if we saw anything that may be over the top, like I said, it would be addressed. We have the law enforcement there on site to address that. Heck, if it was in a situation that was getting to a boiling point, I would pay for an Uber to get that guy home.
So let me ask you this. Let's talk more about this event that's coming up.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, and it's at Sawyer Park. Where is that exactly?
So Sawyer Park is right as you come across the county line in southern Montgomery County. So it's got a great access point where there's 99, Hardy Toll Road, 45 all merged together, and it's going to be right there on the Woodlands side of the property. I'm not quite sure the address. I know the street name is Pruitt, and it used to be the old Papa's. If you remember Papa's, like Papa's on the Lake, or when Papa's Ice House was in the Woodlands, they had bought, some guys I actually went to high school bought that property, remodeled it, and made it to a more proper ice house, and gave it took the pink colors away that Papa's had, and then gave it a much more a facelift, and redid the parking lot so it's fully paved, fully striped, full menu. Actually, a lot of people like the food. I think this is the one place where we host one of our. We have another Cars and Cocktails in the last Sunday of every month at Tomball and the Little Woodrows there. Same concepts and things like that, but where that facility has been, like I said, remodeled. It's very nice. It's got games for the kids. It's got an AstroTurf area for cornhole, other games that they have out there. Massive screen TVs for the Astros games, Texans games, things like that. You can bring the kids. It is we do have people. You have to be 21 to drink, obviously, but families are allowed inside, and dogs are allowed as well. So it's a pet friendly facility.
Is it more of a cruise in? Is it a judged show? What is it?
No, so this is basically just a social gathering, a network, professional and network gathering. We will have car shows from time to time that have trophies, have events, have categories, but I guess it is a cruise in, because we'll have groups meet on the north, south, east, west, and central locations, and those locations will be posted on our social media, mainly through Facebook. And you can meet up early with that crew, or there's other events going on that people are coming out. For example, Car Culture will be I think they're in Pearland the same day as we are, but they're earlier. So you have those guys coming up out of that to give a drive and to experience, have a good little seat time, which is great, and then get up there and then get parked in. We have VIP sections where people can pre-register, so there's a guaranteed spot for you. We'll have you on a roster. You check in with the staff when you pull in, and you can get to a spot very easily. You don't have to fight the crowd. We've got multiple staff stationed throughout the parking lot, just pointing the direction, getting people everywhere they need to go. And then, just get to your hole, get to your spot, enjoy the parking lot, come inside, grab a table, enjoy any sports facilities, enjoy the music, enjoy the people. And that's what we really do here. It's really about meeting new people. So if you're a car club and you're looking for new attendees or new blood, it's a good way to come out and meet other people that have the same chassis, or if you're a car club that has multiple chassis, or if you're an event promoter, you can come out. If you have a product you want to sell, you can come out, like car cleaning products, anything like that. We have sponsor stations and things like that, and we're very, very well designed, so everything's very cosmetically attractive. And then it's just a good way to
cosmetically attractive.
Don, don't even get me started.
Looks like he's getting some work done.
Yeah.
Well, I need to lose about 50 pounds and we'll be better.
That's all right.
50.
But yeah, it's a great event to meet new people. So if you like to chat like I do, like the strongest muscles in my body are probably these right here on me.
Yeah.
And once you get me talking, I don't be quiet.
We know.
That's why it's always so good talking to y'all. But it's, like I said, it's a fantastic day. It's just so much fun.
So what are the hours of it? What day is it? Is it Saturday or Sunday?
It's always on Sundays. So we are the second Sunday of the month at Sawyer Park, which is coming up, and we are the last Sunday of the month, which is at Little Woodrows and Tomball. Different parking lots, but same parking structure. And so, for example, our Little Woodrows was 21 and up. They had a very strict policy of no kids. And it was kind of heartbreaking because you'd see kids, parents come in the parking lot, and we asked them, and they would come up to the gate and the cops wouldn't let them in, or the door people at Little Woodrows wouldn't let them in, and they got turned down. And so we started getting some feedback on that. So we went to them and asked them to turn it 21 and up. Now, Sawyer Park, good thing, they were already 21 and up. So it was no big thing because kids come from the baseball fields that are just down the street, And so we do get a lot of kids at Sawyer Park, which is coming up here on the 12th, and that'll be from 11 to 3.
11 to 3 p.m. The coolest part of the day.
Oh, it's right now it's miserable. I mean, that's why get the car in there, find your spot. If you have a VIP spot, follow the instructions of the parking attendants. They'll help you get it in, and then get out of there and get into some shade. Get into the facility, and get under the trees. Get into the AC. Get some water. Get out of that heat because it's quite miserable. I mean, I have like probably 3 shirts that I have that I take off and put on because I'm soaked, and you're out there, hats, sunscreen, sunglasses. So definitely, if you do come out now in the summertime, Houston Cars and Cocktails, definitely hydrate, skin protection, sun protection.
What cars show up out there?
It is mainly your modern domestics. So you've got your Corvette, Camaro, Cadillac, CTSV, ATSV. You got your Dodge Viper. We do have a good about maybe 20-30% is import. So you'll have your Supra. You'll have your BMWs, Mercedes. We do get the McLaren. We do get the Lambos. That's the
one that Jeff brings up there, right? The Lambo.
Yep, Lambo.
Oh yeah. We try to, and we got people very well known people. Like you've got Kelly Bice, who's a big-time heavy hitter in the Texas mile, the half-mile, Arkansas, mile. They do, 2,000 horsepower C7 Corvettes, Z06 Grand Sport. It looks like something straight out of NASA. And then you've got people, other members that have, like your Dodge Viper Voodoo 2 ACRs that are, that were sent off to Calvo Motorsports with 2,500 horsepower. Cars that just shake your heart out of your chest.
But Jesus.
Yeah. And then, but we are, one thing I would like to say is we are trying to work more with our classic car community. That's a group that we're trying to motivate to join us, and we do have a classic VIP row. So we have row 1 for our Europeans and our Americans, and then we have like row 2, which is kind of a mixed muscle, and then we have our row 3, which is our classic American muscle. So we try to work with those folks as well, and we're trying to build our relationship with them to get them out there because we like that mix, we like that balance.
So it is going to be next weekend.
Week from tomorrow.
11 to 3, yeah. Sawyer Park Ice House, Woodlands.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, good. Well, it sounds like fun. Is there an entry fee?
No. So it's free to enter. Come in the parking lot. Like I said, there's staff all over the place in green polos, just like the one I'm wearing here with our beautiful little logo that I designed personally. But we do.
You're so GQ.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it?
50.
But we do have our reserved VIP spots, which we do ask $20 for as donations because there is a cost an overhead that we incur. It's for our time. We pay for our police. We've got staff and things like that. So it is it's like a donation to help us move along, and we use it for our marketing. So like on Facebook, where we can boost posts and we can add more people and get a bigger reach to draw in new blood and keep things fresh and and not just stagnant.
How many cars generally show up?
We get about 300.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, that's our capacity on both parking lots. Both parking lots can fit 300 cars. So we'll block off about 50, 70 VIP spots. So we get about 50, 70 pre-registered people that will message me, throughout, the month or the weeks leading up to. Troy, I want a VIP spot. Can you put us in? Absolutely.
So do you want us to go to Facebook? Is that the easiest thing?
That would be great. So Facebook-wise, you have Houston Performance Driving, which is where all the information is delegated out. And that's me putting one person putting that info out. And then we have our open forum, which is our group page. So you want to join that. So Houston Performance Driving group page. And then we have our Houston Cars and Cocktails fan page, Houston Cars and Cocktails group page as well. So the fan pages are for singular information delegation, and then the group pages are open forums where people can ask questions, look and see what other events are going on, because other coordinators from around the Houston area post their events in our open forum, and it gives other people that come out to see us opportunities to go see other car events. And see
Troy,
how
it's
things
great
are
to
done.
talk to you, my friend. We thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, you take care of
You
yourself,
bet.
and we'll
Thank you.
see you next Sunday. That's the Houston Performance Driving big event next Sunday at
Next
Sawyer
Sunday,
Park, 11 to 3. All right. Time now for a quick break on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. It's available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com podcasts at your favorite podcast provider. We are back right after this.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000 square foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org.
Hey, welcome back to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show for this Saturday. This is 4th of July weekend. Man, I'm telling you, having 4th of July on Thursday,
It really jacked me up.
everybody, because now, there's the Thursday. So do you take the day off on Friday? Yes.
If
You're allowed.
you got enough seniority to get in line to get that day.
Screw that. I've got the vacation time.
Well, I know, but like one of my daughters, she wanted that day off, but there was too many people that beat her to it, and so she couldn't get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got to be on top of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then people, they go off of seniority, too, obviously.
Well, that's
So,
that's part of the thing, in the
But
union shop for sure.
So last week was a pre-4th of July. This is our post-4th of July. And we're
This is
getting
the
into
hurricane show.
We're getting into the tropical storm, little weather.
Whatever.
It'll
We
be a
need rain.
hurricane by the time it
the
gets
rain
here.
would be good, but a small one is okay, I guess.
In and out's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Time now for This Week in Auto History. Mr. Mars has that.
I found a lot of things this week that was really a really busy week in history. So June the 30th, back in 1953, of course, the first Chevrolet Corvette rolls off the assembly line. It was a white drop top with a red interior in it.
They were all that way.
Blood red.
And, yeah, it's all of them were.
Almost.
So then on July the 1st in 1903, the Ford Motor Company actually sells its first automobile. This is the one Henry sold, the Model A, that began everything and really started it
It's
all.
not a Model
It
A.
looks like they're starting to tub it out.
It's a Model T, if anything. It's not a Model A.
No, I think that's a Model A.
Okay, well,
All right,
for those
well,
out there, Model A and Model T
Google.
aficionados,
Send your hate mail to
To-
Mars at In Wheel Time.
Oh, yeah. We need more.
It's gonna be tubbed out.
July the 3rd, 1996 is when Dodge had the Viper GTS Coupe came out.
Oh, boy.
And it was introduced as a 96 with a V10 engine, and it became kind of an automotive icon that they don't make anymore. Then in July the 4th, 1894, Elwood Hayes, not his brother, but Elwood, test drives his first automobile. Now, this is one of the first ones that was in the United States in 1894, but noted that it was 8 years after the German patent for their first automobile.
Did his brother Jake join him?
Now, Jake was busy that day washing clothes or something.
I'd drive
Jake
it.
and Elwood?
Yeah.
I'd drive it.
Go
So
ahead.
July the 5th, 1928, the first Chrysler Plymouth automobile goes on sale, leading up to the Chrysler, which has
that's cool.
a lot of iconic products that are no longer made. Then in July the 6th, 1941, Chrysler unveils Town and Country. Now this is came with a wood panel on the side of the body, and it kind of set the stage for the iconic American station wagon. The other thing it was notable for was when they did come out with the minivan, the Town and Country used that same styling with the wood panels on the side of it.
remember.
Yeah, and it really kicked off the minivan
A vinyl
revolution.
applique kind of styling.
Well, I think this one actually, they
I
just
know
left
that
it in
that
the
one's
crate.
real wood, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about the van that you
Yes.
mentioned.
Yep. So it was a busy week. I found a lot of stuff this week in auto history.
You know, it'd be a lot of fun is to just kind of take some really cheap C-class plywood, cut it up, and put that on the side of that minivan. Maybe stain it if you really are into it.
Oh, it's
Drill
stained, all
screws.
right.
Bzz, bzz.
And then just drill it in there so the windows won't go up and down anymore.
Or get John to wrap it.
No. It loses the whole effect
No,
if you don't.
Put the wood on it, but then wrap the wood instead of staining it.
That's too much. Just get some plywood and,
And to get a bucket of stain and throw it on there
some
and be
fence
done with
pickets, the old fence pickets you
That
see.
barnwood.
Screw it in with some nice
Or you could just go through the freeway and hit those pickets that separate the lanes.
picket hitter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know somebody that did that. Whack the front of the hood.
Whack it.
And new hood. That'll take care of that. Some of the stories making headlines this week. U.S. new car market lost some momentum in the second quarter as affordability, elevated prices, and higher borrowing costs continued to weigh on consumers, even as dealers scrambled to salvage sales when key software was knocked offline by a coordinated cyber attack,
Oh,
talking
my.
about CDK. The market dropped 0.5% in the second quarter based on results from most automakers, with sales still to be reported by Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, and Jaguar Land Rover. Seasonally adjusted rate of sales for June tallied 15.3 million. Cox Automotive and Global Data said in a preliminary report, down sharply from a 2024 high of 16.8 million in May and 16.22 million in June of 23. Well, the market finished the second quarter on a sour note because of the CDK outage. Cox Automotive Chief Economist Jonathan Smoke, there's a name,
There you go.
said other factors are undermining sales. The fleet market is clearly slowing. And we still believe the retail market is lacking urgency, with many would-be buyers deciding wait and see is the prudent approach. With hopes of lower loan rates on the horizon, uncertainty of the upcoming national election, and continued downward price pressure, particularly in new vehicles, the wait-and-see attitude should hardly be a surprise. I'm glad I'm not looking for a new car right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
But according to our last guest, our last guest, who mentioned the fact
Lot links.
that there are 22s on some dealer lots that they would just love to sell, and I'm sure at a steep discount.
There's a deal.
That surprised me that would happen.
Well,
22.
like I said, that Biscayne, that white Biscayne on Richardson Chevrolet lot that we moved 1,000 times, but had to replace the battery with a charge to move it. So that thing became a sore, a leech
Ran
in
out of-
everybody's pants because you had to move the thing.
Warranty expired because of mileage. They were moving it around.
moving around, never
on the
left the
lot.
parking lot.
And they wound up doing a dealer trade
Yeah.
on it. Phew.
Which I find it interesting. I had an uncle from Arkansas call me, and he was wanting to know what I thought about the Tacoma, and I referred him to the review that you just recently did. But he was looking for a 23, which he can't find any in Arkansas because of the pricing. They're wanting full list price for the 24s, and he's 80 years old. He doesn't want to spend that much money on a new truck. But So I told him to go out on the internet and, do a broader search that he might find a 23. I never even thought that there might be some 22s still out there somewhere. Not necessarily the Tacoma, but of anything.
I hear you. I didn't either. 4 dealerships have joined 2 consumers in suing CDK Global following its cyber attacks and software outages, alleging the incident compromised private information and harmed auto retail businesses and its employees. The lawsuit by the independent Formula Sports Cars dealership, the franchised Lamborghini, Karma, and Lotus retailer Prestige Motor Car Imports, Chevrolet of Canton and Bill Holt Chevrolet of Blue Ridge stores, and consumers Annie Ortiz and Alexis Pino, seeks to also represent other dealerships and consumers as well as certain auto retail employees in a class action case. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
That's probably a lawyer-driven thing.
It is.
Whatever the case, CDK, really, they messed that all up by allowing themselves to get their software compromised by a foreign entity, the Russians. The Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. Did you ever see that movie?
Probably did a long time ago.
If you look at it today, it's really bad, but it was really funny back in the day.
It was.
Yeah.
It was Jonathan Winters, wasn't it?
I believe that he was one of the stars on
the Colonel or something.
And the submarine got lost, and they landed on the East Coast, and everybody was up in arms, as you can imagine.
Up in arms.
Fisker has asked a bankruptcy judge overseeing its Chapter 11 proceedings to approve the sale of more than 3,000 Ocean electric crossovers in its inventory for about $14,000 per car to a vehicle leasing company.
Wow.
Following the judge's nod, Fisker will be able to offload 3,321.1 electric vehicles to New York-based American Lease for $46.25 million, according to a court filing on Tuesday. The EV startup, which filed for bankruptcy protection last month, faced logistics issues with selling its Ocean electric crossovers and pivoted to a dealer partner model earlier this year after burning through a large amount of cash. What an absolute mess. And how about those people that bought the Ocean from Fisker, and now they paid full price for it, and now they are screwed, blued, and tattooed.
They're drowning in the ocean.
Well, that's a good scenario there. All right. We'd love to hear from you.
We do it, yeah. After you subscribe. You got to subscribe first, and then we'll hear from you.
Subscribe to what?
The show.
You have to subscribe to the show?
Yeah, no,
you have to subscribe.
Yeah, but we highly suggest that you do that.
We do that, but you don't have to do that.
Well, yeah, we're demanding it.
Okay, well, here. You take the rest of the show, and you do that. So, time now for a quick break on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Streaming and podcasting around the planet. Look for us from your favorite provider.
Yep.
Back after this.
The original group of Lupe Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipe means when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the first Lupe Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here is the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupe Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupe Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupe Tortilla Katie's another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupe's. It's located on 99 the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupe Tortilla in College Station. Located just around the corner from Kyle Field, it's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Going to Louisiana? The Lupe Tortilla in Beaumont is on I-10, so you can't miss it. The original group of Lupe Tortilla restaurants has the best Tex-Mex anywhere, and you're invited anytime. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your cars finish without a full repaint. Searching for the real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get that thing protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need or can't afford. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today, and online at gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.